Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mark and welcome to Epic Confections. If you are new here, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell notification for new epic Halloween videos right up until Halloween. I was gonna wear like a costume or a different shirt, but I didn't do laundry, so this is all I had. I'm sorry, deal with it, okay? Okay, I need to get this off my chest. I have a huge announcement. I've been hiding this from all of you for months. I have something big to tell y'all. I'm so excited to finally announce this and make it public. I'm gonna be on the Food Network, bitches! What? Yes, you heard it right.
A spooktacular new baking competition that must be seen. This is the Big Bake Halloween.
We're raising the stakes on epic cakes.
Can we have fire?
Fire.
Oh! Let them create.
I want it to look like vomit.
God, it's so creepy.
Let them be scary.
Let them be spooky.
Edible insect.
But a bubble.
Let them bake cake.
The Big Bake Halloween. New series Monday, October 7th on Food Network.
This June, I filmed and competed in a brand new cake decorating competition series called The Big Bake on the Food Network Canada. I'm so ecstatic to share this episode with you, which airs this October 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Food Network Canada. I'm so ecstatic. You guys know I love my Halloween cakes. My team and I did such an incredible job. I'm super proud of our cake and I can't wait for y'all to see it. I'm gonna be on the Food Network! We had such an incredible experience filming this episode with the Food Network and Architect Films. It was super incredible. The whole day was amazing. They took such good care of us. The amazing people I met down there were just mind-blowing, and I can't thank them enough for giving us this opportunity to showcase what we have to offer. So thank you so much Food Canada Network, and thank you Architect Films for allowing us to show you what we got. That's right, y'all. I did, however, drop you a little hint about the Food Network situation in this little video here. Remember my pickle video? Right here. I'm just letting them sit in their grease bath for a couple minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Look at that. Move over, Gordon Ramsay, here I come. Watch out, Food Network, I'm on the way. Yeah, dropped a little hint. So there you go. This week I wanted to make my first bust cake. So a bust cake is when you build a cake from the bust up. So I'm going to be making a zombie clown cake. Let's do it! Yo! To start, I baked off a full slab white cake and I cut it into quarters. I'm just going to be leveling these out, filling them with a white buttercream, and stacking them up on my quarter slab board. Let's go ahead and build this zombie. So I feel like this is high enough because I'm also going to be putting a 6-inch cake on top of this for his neck, and then I'm going to be doweling it and putting on a solid white chocolate skull and building a face out of that. So you know what? I think this is a good height. I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to put it in the freezer, decorate it for my husband. Probably not, but we'll save it for later. Just putting a little bit of buttercream where I want to stick that 6-inch cake for his neck. There you have it. So if you can kind of imagine what it's going to look like, here's his neck. His head's going to be here, here's his neck, and this is going to kind of be his little shoulders here. So just a small little bust, right? Bust. Everybody say bust. That's your mission. I want you to use the word bust in a sentence today. That's your mission. My bust is looking great today. Or my bust is sore, or I have to measure my bust for a new bra. something like that. Just use it in a sentence. So next I'm going to start carving his shoulders and his bust. So just starting from the top here, I'm just kind of rounding out these edges. So now that I have his basic shape, his neck, I kind of have his chest area here that is kind of sticking out a little bit more than his shoulders. Kind of like this. Because you know your bust will stick out further than your shoulders. Bust. Just kind of rounded everything out. I did keep his back straight. I don't want to do a lot of detail on the back because I don't want the cake to collapse, right? Just going to go in and do a few more details to his chest area. Come back and give this a quick crumb coat. Let's do it. So as you can see, I just gave him a little definition where his chest and his arms are right here. Also just carved a little bit of his collarbone. And then I stopped because then I realized I can actually do all that molding when I get the fondant on him. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is, give it a quick crumb coat, and then we're gonna cover this guy with fondant. Let's do it. So I'm just going to clean out my board a little bit and I'm going to stick him into the freezer for about a half an hour. I want him nice and solid and hard before I put the fondant on. So let's do it. So I kind of made a little executive decision because I'm a motherfucking professional that I'm probably not going to use the back of this skull. Only because like there's like a gap missing, you know what I mean? Like it's just not big enough. I feel like it needs to be like this. I don't know. So, I cut out a piece of cake board to match the top of the neck on my bust. So, I was thinking, if I were to build, if I were to use a skull here, and this kind of be the back of his head, and I know it doesn't go all the way up to here, but I can fill that in with some buttercream and fondant. I think we might have a winner. Let's put a little bit of buttercream on here and stick my skull on there. And I'm gonna stick some buttercream on the back of the skull, all the way up to the top. This is just a 6-inch round chocolate cake. And I'm not going to trim it off because I want that to be kind of rounded. And I'm going to stick him really tightly. And remember that quarter slab cake that I wasn't going to use? Well, she certainly came in handy, didn't she? So I'm going to put a little bit of buttercream on the top of my 6-inch chocolate. This size. Yes. And now I'm going to carve him out. I'm going to stick a little bit more cake here on the sides. And I'm just going to build up the back of his skull just a little bit here. Just by adding on some cake. This is not usually the way I work. I do not like adding patches of cake onto stuff. However, this is the only option right now. I know a lot of y'all are like, what is that supposed to look like? Just give me some time, okay? So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a crumb coat and then stick them in the fridge. So I'm super happy with the way that turned out. I'm actually really surprised. So I'm gonna pop it into the freezer for a good half an hour. I really want that bust and I really want this head to be nice and solid before I start stacking them and decorating them. I'm gonna go have a coffee and I will see all of you back in a flash. Okay, so I have to whisper because this is day 2 I decided to let both the head and the bust chill in the freezer overnight so that it's nice and stiff, so that when I'm working with it, I don't really have to worry about any collapsing. So I have my head here that's been chilling in the freezer overnight. I have a hunk of flesh-colored fondant. I'm just gonna lay out some cornstarch, roll out some fondant, and put it right over the entire head. And then I'm gonna start shaping and sculpting the head. Let's do it. So I'm just going to start tearing off a little bit of this excess fondant. This is where his kind of face started peeling off, if you know what I mean. I do want some of his brains to be exposed, so I'm just finding where that cake is, and I'm just going to be cutting a little hole here, just digging out some of that cake. Like that. So just sticking a little bit of buttercream where that hole is exposed. I'm just going to roll out a long cylinder of that flesh colored fondant. You know what, I'm actually going to put a little bit of fondant in there just to give it some height, so that the brain's just like a little bit popping out of the skull. I know, morbid, right? So I'm just making this into like a zigzag form. And see how you can see his brain? Cool, right? Love that. So just starting out, I do have a few different Wilton fondant tools here. I'm actually going to start out by taking a paintbrush and just kind of stippling it around. Just taking this little tool here, I don't even know what the hell you would call that. And I'm just kind of rolling it, just randomly, wherever I want. Mostly near the wounds there. Just gonna start making some lines on him. So next I'm just taking a steel wool, and you want to make sure it's a brand new steel wool, and I'm just kind of stippling him all over, adding texture. The thing with zombies, I think, is a lot of texture. Not that I'm a zombie expert, but I do watch a lot of zombie movies. So next I'm going to start working on the bust, and then we're going to assemble this guy, and we're going to start painting. Let's do it! So I'm going to add in some dowels at the top of the neck, because that is where the head is going to sit. So it does have to be nice and supportive. So just looking at a picture reference, by just kind of drawing on where I want to define his line. For the head to go on. I'm a little nervous, but we're just gonna do it. Love him. Isn't he cute? So just taking a little bit of water, a little bit of black liquid gel, just mixing it up so you have a nice black watery substance. So I'm just stippling it on. Also gonna try to use my brush a little bit too here, because I do want it to get in those lines. I want that black to define all those lines, so I'm putting it in the lines. Then I want to wipe it off. Loving it. Have we came up with a name for him yet? So I'm going to start airbrushing. I think I'm gonna try to start with a flesh color. So now I'm going in with a little bit of brown airbrush. Now going over that brown with a green. Next I'm going in with a little bit of red and just around the mouth area, adding some red where that flesh has opened to expose his skull. Just taking some red liquid gel and just painting all of that exposed skull. I'm gonna let this set up for a little bit and then I'm gonna go in and try to do some painting. I'm gonna try to make this guy look like he has some clown makeup on, and then I'm gonna do a little fluff around his neck. Before I take a break though, I wanted to add in this jelly eyeball. I got these jelly eyeballs from the dollar store. Yeah, so I'm excited. I took a green one and I'm gonna add that eyeball right in that socket there. Look at that, I love that. So I'm letting my other battery charge, it's dead. But while it was charging, I did paint on some white and blue triangles, you know, kind of like a creepy clown makeup. And then I rolled out a piece of fondant here. And this does not have to be neat whatsoever, but I am going to, just at the very end here, cut out some triangles. They do not have to be even triangles. Have fun with this. So before we put this on, I'm just gonna go in and give it some texture. And we're gonna give this a little coat of black and red, just really dirty it up. Now we're gonna put this little guy on him. Cool. Loving it. And we're gonna do another smaller one. So there you have it, kids. This is our zombie clown. If you like what you saw, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell notification for new epic Halloween videos right up until Halloween. Thank you so much to Mariposa Marker for sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoyed my first bust cake. I love him. I think he turned out so cute. If I would do him over again, I would make his collar, his fluffy collar a different color, kind of brighten it up a little bit. And I probably would add like a little hat. Hold on a second. I do have a jester's hat from a past Halloween costume. Look at that. I love him. So this is just a rubber jester's hat. I did just put it on him. I think it totally adds to the effect of the zombie clown. I love it so much. Again, thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween, and I will see all of y'all next week. Mwah! My bust is looking great today. Or my bust is sore. Or I have to measure my bust for a new bra. Something like that. Just use it in a sentence.